All right, there you go. Whatever you want to do. We're live right now. Hello, everyone on Facebook. As promised, welcome to Johnny Davis Live. We're going to be speaking to 11-time world champion and movie star, Mr. Don the Dragon Wilson. I tell you guys, I've been excited about this for quite some time. It's been a few weeks now that I've had the opportunity to talk to you and to say, hey man, would you come on the show? And you said yes to me, and I was really excited about that. So guys, wherever you are right now, if you're watching Netflix or something like that, hey, nothing better than this right now than to learn about what it is to be an 11-time world champion, what it takes to go into the movie industry, you know, what kind of attitude you need to move forward in this sport. Guys, you're getting ready now to hear it from a legend, a living legend, Don the Dragon Wilson. Don, how are you?
I'm doing very good,
Very
Johnny.
good.
And thank you very much. I want to thank you. Thank your audience for paying attention. And I hope I say something that you're going to like. You're going to find useful.
I'm sure you will. No question about that. Well, we have your wide up right there, so I won't be throwing the mic in your face.
Great.
So it'll be good. But Don, what I really want, you know, as a former fighter myself, you know, I've always looked up to you. You know, you've just a fantastic career. And, you know, the thing I want you to start from is that how did you get started? How did you get started in martial arts? And who was your first instructor? Because we always want to talk about them.
Yes. Well, you know what? I've given a lot of interviews, and that's one of the main things that you know. And I tell them that the truth is, I really didn't have a great affinity for the martial arts in the beginning. I started when I was 18 because one day I was in the Coast Guard Academy at the time, and I'd done a little boxing. When I say boxing, I mean not trained boxing. Just put on gloves, and you get another guy, he puts on gloves, and you punch each other. That's the kind of boxing I used to do. And I was 18 years old, and my brother was a black belt already. And he brought those gloves to me, and he said, hey, let's spar. I'm going to kick and punch, and you just punch. And at that time, I weighed 205. I played football for the Coast Guard Academy. My brother's probably about 145. Welterweight, we call him. And I figured I'd just go right through him. You know, I didn't care about this karate stuff because I didn't know anything about it. And he pretty much, you know what a black belt would do to a white belt? Okay, that's what my brother did to me. He basically tore me a new one and taught me a lesson. That you can really improve your fighting skills by studying the martial arts. So what I did was I enrolled with the at the Coast Guard Academy where I was attending in New London, Connecticut, with Chuck Merriman, very traditional Goju stylist, and I always thank Chuck because I believe no matter where you're going to go on a journey, you got to be pointed in the right direction. Because you can be a great runner and you can do all kinds of great things, but if China's that way and you've been heading this way, you know, you're not going to get there. But he pointed me in the right direction by, in the very beginning of my training, by giving me a good traditional background. And I always acknowledge Chuck Merriman was my first instructor.
I've heard that name.
Well, he was a great competitor in the 70s. And that's when I started in the 70s. And he knew the master of my style. Well, you know, I seem to be broadcasting everybody. It should be getting picked up.
Okay, good. That's good.
Yours is actually broadcasting.
Oh, very good.
But Daniel K. Pai Lam Kung Fu is what I studied. I got my black belt. That's what my brother taught.
Kung Fu?
Yes, Kung Fu.
Really?
Black belt in Kung Fu. Well, Johnny, I was the first Kung Fu stylist to win a kickboxing title. First one.
I didn't know that.
Worldwide. No other Kung Fu stylist has won a kickboxing.
So wait a minute now. So were you a fan of Bruce Lee?
Of course. Am I breathing?
Oh, right.
Did I study martial arts? In the 20th century?
So you actually did like Kung Fu?
Yeah, we like to call it Kung Foolishness.
No,
I did Kung Fu. And you know, the odd thing is I was a better forms competitor, kata competitor, than I was fighting. Yes, I would enter tournaments. And from white belt to black belt, when entering a tournament, I never failed to place first, second, or third in kata. But I would come out in a tournament and lose my first fight in the point fighting. So point fighting was, I mean, I was okay at it, but that was not my expertise. I was not like Bill Wallace and Joe Louis and you know, the great Howard Jackson, the great point fighters who then became kickboxers. I was kind of a decent point fighter, but much better forms competitor.
But with Kung Fu, like with Kung Fu moves.
Yes.
Like on the Kung Fu movies.
Like the, Jet
Li, that's exciting. I mean,
Chow Yun-fat. No, right.
You know, it's just exciting because I really didn't know because you were such a great kickboxer. Okay, so how did that transformation take place from traditional martial arts and then getting into kickboxing?
Well, first of all, kickboxing is a sport. Yes. Martial arts is self-defense, which means there are no rules. There's no weight divisions. And, you know, if you had to defend yourself, you might grab the Johnny Davis sign and poke somebody in the eye. You use anything, right? Sure. Well, that's not kickboxing. Kickboxing is a set of rules. There's weight divisions. There's a judge. You have to train. You know who you're going to fight in advance. It's very dissimilar to actual martial arts competition. Right. But it's the best we got. Right. It's the best we got to put yourself against a stranger and test your skills and improve as a martial artist. Right. So what I did was, in 1974 was my first pro fight. I used kickboxing as a tool to improve my striking. Now, I already knew the advantages of being a grappler because I wrestled in college. Right. So, and my first job was as a doorman, but a bouncer we call him. Right. The nice term is a doorman. But the real thing we did is bounce people out the door if they were acting up in the club. So I learned early on that as a wrestler, the average guy, drunk guy, I had no problem just tying him in a knot. So, right. You know, there's a reason why many wrestlers become UFC champions. Right. Guys like Randy Couture. Sure. Mad exactly. It's because you learn under a very strict set of rules, wrestling, collegiate wrestling. Sure. How to control somebody's body. Right. How to use leverage. Right. How to move them and manipulate them in ways that gives you an advantage. Right. And they used to have a thing, they called it ground and pound in the UFC. Yes. You know, I was one of the first UFC announcers. You know, really? Yeah, from the third UFC on, I was the announcer. Back in the days of Horace Gracie? Yes. Okay, right. You know, I think I remember that. Oh, I just aged myself. Well, I remember a lot more. I know, right, yes. Johnny, I fought the first fight on ESPN. Right. It was 1979. Wow. It was the first televised fight in martial arts on ESPN. Right. And they went on. The ratings were so good that they went on to have a fight every week. Right. And they did that for a number of years. Well, but I just want to ask you though, with the kickboxing, you know, you said that somehow you kind of turned slowly to that. Why? Yes. Well, my brother was a promoter. Oh, okay. When your brother's a promoter and he asks you to fight on the card, unless you want your mother to give you room restriction, you go yes. But what about the boxing? I mean, the aspect of, you know, doing this to actually doing that, but what about the application? Well, what about, you know, It all came slowly, because remember, I started fighting in 74. Now, that's when kickboxing first came to America, 74. Sure. So there was not like tonight we saw a wealth of talent in the training department, in the coaching department. Right, yes. It did not exist in 1974. There were traditional martial artists, and there were boxing people. Boxers didn't know the kicking part of it. Sure. So they couldn't really, you know, it was advantageous to go to boxing gyms, but it wasn't a complete training method to just study boxing. So I took a combination of my kung fu training. I went to taekwondo schools. I did what they consider today cross training. Right. I went wherever I felt there was knowledge, I would go. Right. And I watched the Thai boxers. You know, I went to Hong Kong. Benny Urquidez and I were the first Westerners to go to Hong Kong and show our brand of kickboxing to the audience. Did you actually fight over there? Yeah, we had, at first we had exhibition bouts, me and Benny. And then I fought 6 real pro fights there. Okay, wow. Mostly against Thai champions. Right. Because Thai boxers were very popular. Right. So they would fly them from Thailand to Hong Kong and I would fight them. So you ended up with a record of like 72 wins? 72, 5-2 is my final. Only 5 losses out of 72 wins and 40, how many knockouts? Well, 48 knockouts. Wow. But out of the 72 losses, now, I hate to be a complainer, because if you want to take my opinion, the 4 losses, the decisions were hometown decisions. One of the things where I made I have a story like that too, though. Listen, I accept them, though. They're in my record. I accept them 100%. Our game that we play, this kickboxing, is this. If you knock a guy out, it doesn't go to the decision, right? Now you get the win. But if you do not knock him out, there's 3 guys, or women, or woman can be judged. Sure. 3 people around the ring decide who won. And that's not my control. And sometimes they looked at it my way, and sometimes they did not. But that's part of the game, and I accepted that. And so in my career, I feel like where I said, I lost that game under the set of rules I competed, and that was 1979 against Glenn McMorris. He was a fighter. That name. Yes. Well, he was a point fighter, mainly. Yes. He was not a very good kickboxer. Matter of fact, I'll shorten the story down because I teach this at my That's okay, I'm sure he's watching right now. Hi, Glenn. He might be. Right. But I get a phone call and they say, you're going to be fighting for Bill Walsh's vacated title very soon on CBS, but we're going to give you a tune-up bout first, just to promote the thing. So I said, fine. So they picked this guy, Glenn McMorris. Now his record is 9 wins, 6 losses. Now that I hate to say it, I used to say he had the worst, or he was the worst fighter I ever fought.
Right.
I don't say that anymore. He had the worst record though.
Right.
9 wins, 6 losses. But being the #1 contender, that's considered a walkthrough.
Right.
So anyway, I trained for the fight like I normally did. I thought I didn't undertrain, and we get out in the ring, and the first round, I remember this. It was on ESPN.
Right.
This was my last thought before I got hit. This is going to look really good on ESPN. That's what I said. This kick is going to look. So I throw a back-legged roundhouse kick.
Right.
And he steps in and throws a right hand right at the same time.
Wow.
He times it. He steps in, hits me right in the chin. I go down so hard, I hit the canvas. And back in those days, it was real canvas.
Right.
It was not like what they have today.
Right.
It scuffed me, and there was blood in my eye. I got up, and I looked at the referee, and I yelled. He headbutted me.
Oh.
When the referee heard that, he knew. I had no idea what happened. He
Right.
Which was good anyway, because I was totally out. I didn't know what
happened.
So
was that your first time you got knocked out?
It was the only time.
The only time you got knocked
out. It was a TKO.
Oh, TKO,
knocked out. I got up. But when you think, look, it's like this. When you get hit, you go down. You get up. The referee goes, where are you?
Right.
And let's say you're in Atlantic City, and you go, Rome.
Right.
The fight's over.
The fight is over.
And oh, by the way, the referee was Steve Shepard.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So Steve Shepard, he's not going to jump to a conclusion.
No.
But he looked at me and he said, you thought that was a right hand?
Right.
He just knew not that guy. Because what would have happened is the guy probably would have hit me 3 more times and then stop the fight.
Right.
But
and then we might not be talking today.
The fight?
Right.
Well, you be talking, I might not be answering as fast.
Exactly.
I might be answering slower.
Right.
But here's what happens. Glenn McMorris' record now after our fight is 10 wins, 6 losses. And he says to me very respectfully, Mr. Wilson, thank you for letting me have a shot at you. He said, look, I'm going to have some tune-up bouts so that we can have a rematch.
Right.
And I said, great.
Right.
His next 3 fights, he gets knocked out 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Now his record is 10-9.
Wow.
And he retires.
Wow.
Because everybody out there, if you get knocked out 3 times in a row, take your gloves, put some duct tape on it, and put them on the shelf.
Right.
Get out of the sport. 3 knockouts in a row.
Well, I just want to take a quick station break. So Johnny Davis live right here, live on Facebook, guys, talking to 11-time world champion and movie star Don the Dragon Wilson.
Let's talk about my wins next when we come back.
That's what's coming right now about your wins. The next question I was actually going to ask you was, what did it feel like to get your first knockout? For a lot of these young people that never knocked anyone out.
You know what? You know what?
Right.
What I learned was this. When you win a fight, here's what you do. That's what I would do. In my early 20s.
Sure.
I would go out and get drunk at the after-fight party and just forget all about the fight.
Right.
So what did I learn that night? I learned nothing, really.
Right.
But when you lose, I went back to my hotel room.
Bingo.
I went over that. I changed my training.
Bingo.
I kept my hands up.
Right.
And from that moment on, nobody ever caught me ever with anything like that. This was the first round.
Right.
So you know, I learned when you're fighting 10 and 12 rounds, you don't take a chance in the first round. You take your time. You feel out your opponent. You know what they do here at the IKF classes. Showing 3 rounds, they don't have that opportunity. But when you're fighting 12 rounds, you want to find out what you're in the ring with the first round. You don't want to just go all out. Well, I was throwing the kick for ESPN for the camera.
Right. Well, I want to ask you too about the gear that the fighters wear today. Back in the day, have you ever worn gear? Because I didn't when I was coming up fighting. Headgear, shin guards.
Yes, as a kickboxer, 74 is when June Reed started his safety chop.
Yes.
So when I first fought, I fought on a concrete floor.
Right.
And we wore safety chops and safety kits.
Okay.
They didn't even, they had not invented safety shins yet.
Right. Okay.
So I fought, but you know, because I fought in the WK, they did not wear foot pads and they didn't wear shin guards.
Right.
And they sanctioned Muay Thai fights with elbows and knees.
Right.
So I changed very quickly. In 1980, I changed from the PKA style, the waist up, full contact style, to the regular international style.
So you actually did some of the leg kicks? You did leg kicks?
Well, that's my main thing. I mean,
WK. WK.
And I fought in Bangkok, and I fought Thai. I mean, my championship was WK, not PK. I never won the PK title.
Wow.
I did fight Johnny Theriault.
Man, that's what I'm going to next. You know, I'm going to bring that up because I saw that fight just the other night.
Yeah, I put it on there.
Right. It was beautiful fight.
Judge it yourself.
Right.
It was 12 rounds.
Right.
And people asked me before the fight, what's your prediction? And I said, it's going to go 12 and I'm going to outpoint him. Right. His prediction was it would not go 5.
Yeah.
Now, who was closer to the prediction?
Well, let me just say this. I'm going to say this. I'll be honest. I looked at I'm a very good judge for fights.
Oh, okay.
And by the way, Johnny Theriot is somebody who I idolize. I think he's a great guy. I trained with Johnny twice, right? Johnny invited me back, a couple times to train because he thought I was pretty decent. He might have been training for you. I don't know. But he said he wanted the kid.
84. Is it 84?
Well, no, it wasn't 84. Well, it wasn't then. Well, maybe it was. I won my first world title in 85. So it could have been. It's like in 84.
We fought in December of 84.
Yes, and I trained with him. I trained with him like
I had so much trouble with Theriot.
Hey, but I will tell you,
he's great, though.
I'm going to be very honest. Johnny he's the hardest puncher and kicker I've ever fought.
In the history of kickboxing.
Yeah, really, the guy hits like a mule. But listen, here's the thing.
He knocked out 55 out of 60 people.
Right. But I will say in that fight, I think you're outpointed. Right, and I would say that Johnny, I love you, right? But I know his expressions. I think he kind of believes that too. That it was kind of like not maybe the best call, right? And all, but you definitely did it, right?
I feel that my goal was to score points and outpoint him.
Yeah.
Now, with the leather of my glove, just the leather of his face and body, it's supposed to be a point.
Yes, ideally speaking, yes.
When it smacks it,
right.
If you count how many times the leather of his glove,
yes.
It was not as much.
Yeah, I think it was one of those calls. I think it was one of those calls that you kind of have to go through life with, and you kind of feel it. Yes.
Well, also, I had not fought in 4 years without leg kicks.
Oh, okay.
And my fight just before Johnny's was
September.
That
makes a difference.
In September, I fought Muay Thai.
Right.
I fought Adepon Fanta.
Right.
So I went from Muay Thai to Johnny's fight in 2 months.
Wow.
2 months.
Yeah, that's hard. Yeah,
so as an athlete, when you look, we have a chess set here and we play chess.
Right.
If we change what one player does with the moves, it changes the whole game.
Exactly.
If I say, okay, from now on, the knight can jump and go straight and diagonal, it changes the game.
Right.
And that's what I was dealing with that.
Right.
And no excuses because I accepted the fight.
It is what it is. It was a draw. It was a draw. It wasn't a loss. It was a draw.
They called it a draw, but that was the money. The money I made in the fight. It was only 15 grand.
Right.
That money is what I used to move to LA to be an actor.
Well, then there you go.
So, I owe Jean-Yves my acting career.
Hey, Jean-Yves, there you go.
No, we're going to do a movie. I've already asked him to be in movies with me, so I think eventually we're going to have a good role.
He's a monster. I mean, the guy is just so good, and I just tried to idol. He taught me about power.
He kick hard, too. People talk about his punches.
Right, yeah.
But he can kick.
Oh, I know. I got kicked by him. He's really hard punch. I want to ask you a question about you fighting, those 12-round fights. Back in the day, 12-round fights for a world title. What do you think about today with people fighting world titles, 5-round, five-round fights? I just want to know. We're going to put it on the table. This is live on Facebook. Hey, it is what it is. I want to put it out there from a legend. No, I just want to hear what you think.
Pete Cunningham and I were invited to go to a thing called Glory Fights in LA.
Yes.
So we go to the Glory Fights, so we're not really know what we're expecting because I had not attended them. I've done the K1, but it's my first time.
Right.
So they have fighters fighting 3 rounds, and they're pros.
Right.
It's on network TV.
Right.
And they're getting tired of 2 rounds. Mm-hmm. They're huffing and puffing and throwing basically amateurish punches. And I'm thinking, these are the best fighters in the world?
Yeah.
Then, and literally, Pete and I felt like getting up and walked out. Now, we were the main guests there.
Wow.
So we're sitting right at ringside. They're always putting the cameras on.
Right.
And so the semi-main event comes up, and it says, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special treat for you. 2 undefeated heavyweights in the blue corner. And I'm looking at Pete and say, okay, now we're going to see some action.
Right.
Semi-main event. They must have saved the money. They got some...
Right.
Now the money's on the semi-main event, the main event. With a record of 1-0. He had 1 pro fight.
Wow.
He's at semi-main event.
Wow.
The other guy was 2-0. And you know what we did? We stood up and walked out the door.
Wow. Yeah.
And the cameras were all on us. I'm sure they're saying, because we were the celebrity guests at ringside on a network TV fight, and the audience saw us stand up and walk right out the door.
Oh my gosh.
So Glory will never ask me and Pete to come back. But you know what? Don't do that. That makes kickboxing look bad. You can't tell me they could not find experienced cruiserweights, middleweights, heavyweights to fight in a network TV. What
about the 12 rounds, though? What about the 12 versus the 5 pounds?
These guys were fighting, they were championship fights. There were 5 rounds.
Okay.
I didn't see the 5-round
So are you saying?
But they were getting tired.
Are you saying that you prefer the 12-round fight?
No. Of course, I prefer them. I mean, look, would you want to see Muhammad Ali fight Joe Frazier in 3 rounds?
Well, yeah. No, I'm with you.
No. It's
after the 9th round, they call it the championship rounds. They call
it
exactly. That's the reason.
Last 5 was the championship.
Yeah.
When they fought 15.
Sure, when they fought 15. Yes.
And look, I believe we have to have a time limit. You can't fight forever, but but I think they got the right number. 12 seemed to be fine.
Right.
You know, they used to fight 15.
Sure.
They probably didn't like the fact they cut it down to 12.
Yeah.
But it was probably more commercial.
Sure.
And we all want to make money, right? So if it's more commercial to cut it down, then you got to go with that. But I don't know what the excuse is for a professional fighter to fight 3 rounds.
Yeah. Well, it might be more commercial, though, to have a longer fight because it will give you more time, the advertiser even more time.
They should be fighting. A main event is a 10-round fight.
Right.
And if you're doing a major show, like I fought Caesar's Palace, Madison Square Gardens, Tokyo, if you're going to have a big venue fight, it should be 12 rounds.
Yeah.
It should be a championship fight.
Right.
Not a contender fight. Put the championship fights on TV.
I tell you what, I'm in total agreement with you. And you know, it's another level of conditioning for the guys who are going to fight the 12 rounds. But the bottom line, I mean, you got to be in shape. I fought 12-round fights. I fought about 3 or 4 of them. And you know what? It takes a lot. You got to be in shape.
It's even more than being in shape because you got to know how to pace yourself.
Exactly.
You got to be relaxed.
You're absolutely right.
You don't have to look. A 3-round fight is not really 3 rounds. It's 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Because if I win 2, all I have to do is
pretty much over.
Last one.
Yeah, pretty much over.
It's a 2-round fight.
Right.
So
that's interesting that you say that. Right.
If you get in shape and you're scoring points, and you just get the jump on the guy the first 2 rounds. All you got to do is not get knocked out the 3rd one. You got the fight.
You got the fight.
So
right. I agree. I totally agree. I think that we need to really look at that as an industry in the sport of kickboxing.
No, this is amateur here. So
I understand amateur's fine, but I'm talking about when you get into professional title fights. I certainly, I'm with you.
Well, here's what I think happened. I think Ishii started in Japan because what Ishii did was he would have 8
with the K1 Ishii with the K1
fighters fight 3 rounds each. The winner would fight 3 fights.
Yeah. Right.
Now, so it was a tournament.
Sure.
Now the problem with that is it's very crowd friendly because you got 8 heavyweights.
Yeah, sure. I get it. Right, exactly.
And that purse was $50,000. Which is considered good money.
That's good money. Still is.
and they give. Well, I'd fight in the parking lot tonight for that.
Yeah, right.
But they have 8 contenders going for the same purse.
Sure.
They give them an appearance fee of like $1,500.
Wow.
And so they get something to show up.
Right.
But then if they win one fight, they get a little more. And one, they win the last one, they get the $50,000.
Right.
And eventually it went up to $400,000, I believe.
Right. Yeah.
The K1 guys get $400,000.
Yeah.
And that's not bad because they fight total of 9 rounds.
Exactly. No.
If it goes the distance.
Right.
And they make $400,000.
But it's kind of the longevity is not that good though.
No, because you're going full blast. You're heavyweight.
Yeah, you're just killing yourself, and it's kind of short-lived.
Well,
that's unfortunate.
You know, when you're going 12, you pace yourself.
Yeah.
If you're going to go to the legs, you're going to go to the legs a little bit, but you're going to pace yourself.
Yeah.
But in the K1, if you're going to go to the legs, it's 3 rounds, you go to them hard.
Oh, I mean, they're trying to take you out. Right. And I think that is something like...
A lot of them got their legs, their knees.
So, Don, all of those those millionaires that you know, what we would love to do is have you invite them into the sport of kickboxing and have them invest in this great sport, people. That's what it's all about. You can give me a call. Right, Johnny Davis Live. There's my number. Right, come check it out. Right, so that's the way we're gonna fix this. I want to talk
a Kickstarter program on here.
Maybe. Hey, I don't know. GoFundMe. Maybe that's the GoFundMe or the Kickstarter. Indiegogo. Hey, maybe whatever it takes. Right. What I would also want to talk to you about is your career as an actor, because a lot of people. I'll be speaking to Curtis Bush, who she's done a few movies, and there's some other people who've gone into the movie industry. But you've been pretty darn successful. I mean, how many movies have you made?
Well, I've starred in 30 where I was a star, but I've appeared in many more.
Right. Yes.
What they call cameos. And the odd thing, and I asked my agent, this was about 2 years ago. I started getting these offers. I get paid more to do one scene in a big budget movie than I did. I have to work for 3 months on my movies. But what happened was I became what they call in Hollywood a name, which means if you're spending $50-60 million for a movie and there's a role for anybody even near me, like this one role I did with Billy Zane, it was a Asian businessman who's kind of a bad guy, kind of a criminal bad guy.
Sure.
And I've only got 2 scenes. But I got paid more than I used to star in a movie.
Wow.
Because the movies are bigger budget.
Yeah. Well,
and my agent said, when you're spending that much, everybody on there, they want to be able to recognize.
Right. True.
And I think really maybe they planned on me doing some martial arts.
Right.
But in the end, they flew this actress Juju Chan in.
Yeah, I remember her.
Juju. She was in Crouching Tiger.
Yes.
Hidden Dragon.
She was good.
But anyway, they flew her in to do the fight.
Right.
She played my daughter.
Right.
So she fights the monsters.
Right.
I'm the dad. And I turn to run, and one of the monsters throws an axe and sticks in my head.
You got to pay more. You got to pay more.
Yes. But I had died.
Yeah.
In my movies, the dragon doesn't die.
Right.
This one, it was a science fiction movie. It was 4 superheroes, and they're all women.
Right. Well, tell me, what was your favorite movie of your career that you acted in? Or starred in?
Well, I think what I would consider the closest to me and probably the best overall movie was an HBO world premiere. It was called Red Sun Rising.
Right.
And
I've seen that.
It was a guy named Thomas Hoshino.
Yeah.
And Hoshino, by the way, is my mother's maiden name.
Well, okay.
And so
that is why they sometimes call you that, something like Hoshino.
Well, the Japanese refuse to use the dragon.
Oh,
because the dragon to them, it's a Chinese symbol to them.
Oh.
And since I studied Kung Fu, they didn't like that either, right?
Wow.
In Japan.
Right.
So they didn't, and I'm half American.
Okay.
They don't like, well, I'm not saying they're prejudiced. Well, they are. They passed me off.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
They passed me off in Japan as Don Hoshino.
Right.
I'm one of their own. They got me at red gi. We put a red Japanese flag on.
Right.
Well, because I don't know. They just wanted a light heavyweight to a Japanese fighter because I'm big for the Japanese.
Sure.
They don't have guys who can fight. I fought Waring in Japan.
Right. James Waring.
Very
good fighter, Maurice. Very good fighter.
Big Japanese got anybody to fight Maurice Smith?
Right. Got it. Right.
So to them it was a Japanese fight Maurice Smith.
Wow. Okay.
They didn't want to. They didn't want to de-emphasize the American part of me.
Right.
But,
crazy.
But
I want to do. I mean, your movie career is impressive, no doubt about that. But I want to talk about the kind of like a lightning round, right? I'm going to call it a lightning round. Just some quick questions about your advice to. We're going to go down the chain. Promoters today. What kind of advice would you give to promoters in promoting this sport of kickboxing?
Gosh,
I'm stumping the dragon.
Well, it was a question that 30 years of being asked questions to do with kickboxing and martial arts. Nobody's ever asked me that question.
Well, thank you. I'm flattered.
Now, usually promoters don't want me to give my 10 cents. You should be doing this. You should be doing that.
But we need to know.
I think one of the things promoters should do is not look at, like Steve does not look at other promotions as competition.
Yeah, right.
If somebody has a show in your town, let's say you promote in some city in America, let's say you promote in Denver, somebody else, he's not your competition. What you really want is for his show to be successful.
Yeah, for sure.
Because then he's building more fans for your show.
Exactly.
Now, if he puts on a crummy thing and everybody goes to, quote, championship kickboxing and sees a bad show, then when you come with your show the next month, it's not a good thing.
You're right.
I mean, the sportscasters are not going to like it. The TV's not going to, the audience. So for me, I felt it was a big mistake that PKA and the WK looked at each other as enemies instead of the WBC and the WBA didn't. They would make their champions and then they would have
unification.
And then everybody would make money.
Right.
They didn't say.
Maybe we'll get to that again.
That's the mistake we made. We did not follow. We should have followed what boxing did. We didn't have to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
There was a sport where people made millions, boxing.
Yes.
And we came up with another fighting sport where we were making thousands.
Right.
Why not do what they did? Have the WK champ fight the PK champ. Well, we did do it in Montreal, right?
Yes, you did.
Unfortunately, there's 2 sets of rules in boxing. There's not.
Yeah.
I fought with leg kicks for 4 years.
Right.
Jean-Yves fights with only full contact.
Right.
And like I said to you, my last fight before Jean-Yves was a Muay Thai fight.
Right.
Which is holding elbows.
Right.
So it's very different. So we couldn't have followed the boxing model exactly because of the rule changes.
Sure.
But I think we should have worked together. The WK and the PK should have found a way.
Right.
Maybe melding it.
Right.
Like the PK could have said, okay, there could be leg kicks, but only 2 below the waist per round.
Yeah.
Where the PK,
PK just create some unified rules.
They would have more chance, right?
Right. Yeah.
I believe Howard Jackson was not suited for the low kicks. It really messed him up.
Right.
And when he fought Benny, the low
kicks,
he fought Andre Billman.
Right.
But Howard was a great boxer.
Yeah, he was. Absolutely. So your advice for the promoters would be that we need to work better together.
Work together. And just don't look at each other as competition. So say good things about the last week's promotion that you didn't promote. Somebody else did.
Right,
say,
right.
hey, they did a great job.
Right.
It looks like a good competitors. Right. I hope their champion comes over here to enter ours next year.
Exactly. Well, okay, let's go down the chain then. Trainers, what would you tell trainers today to, you know, as far as bettering the sport and the fighters, etc., attitude, etc.?
Well, you know, I don't train people, but I did train somebody for 28 years, and that was myself.
Yeah.
I trained myself, and I learned one thing, and I learned it after I had already retired for the third time or the second time.
Right.
It was diet nutrition. I was not into that. Now, the human body gets in shape this way.
Yes.
You put stress on it, tear it down, and it rebuilds.
Right.
The theory is if you put the right amount of stress, not too much, not too little, tear it down, give it the rebuilding materials, which would be the vitamin, mineral, protein supplements.
Right.
Then it rebuilds itself. The next time you go to tear it down, it's stronger.
Right.
It's like I tell people, it's like if I get a piece of sandpaper and I rub it with my finger a little bit every day, after about a month, I'm going to have a big, thick callus on there.
Sure.
And you won't be able to poke my finger.
Right.
But if I just do it all in one day and I pick it up, it's going to be bloody.
Well, sure.
So you can damage yourself. So it's balancing that trainers need to realize that diet, nutrition is all part of the building of the body. And I don't blame Brooks because he's from my day.
Right, sure.
We didn't talk about that.
Absolutely.
We used to joke about it. People would say to me, what is your diet like? What do you eat? I go, White Russians.
Right.
I go, those White Russians.
Okay.
I drink White Russians. That way, tomorrow morning when I get up, I got to run 9 miles. I got plenty of calories. I'll store
Right. Maybe I don't know what White Russians are.
Well, it's cream, Kahlua, and vodka.
Right. Oh, okay. Not so cool. But yeah, I read a book when I was fighting called Eat to Win. It's a good by Robert Heiss, and it changed my entire life about nutrition. I lost my first world title for Ricky Haynes by not just crashed because I didn't understand it. So and I didn't have that yet. Right. Yeah.
There are many things.
Yeah.
But just even your electrolytes, keeping them just right.
So
I didn't do it. I didn't do it till my 40s.
Right. So moving on, I heard you give some great advice tonight here at the IKF World Classic to the fighters here. And maybe you might want to reiterate that, or whatever kind of advice would you give to fighters out here today, if those who are pursuing the same type of goals that you did as a youth?
Well, I wanted to stress it. I hope I did today because I don't plan things. I don't
Sure.
It's the win-loss record is the least of the important.
Yeah.
You want to improve yourself as a martial artist.
That's a good point. Right.
But like I said, nobody knows your win-loss record after you retire except you.
Right, yes.
You know?
Yes,
you didn't ask me what mine was.
Right.
You probably might have had to look it up.
I looked it up. Wikipedia. Right.
Nobody knows it. You don't walk around with the thing on your head.
Right.
I won 72.
Sure.
48 by knockout.
Right. But we all know. We know, don't we? We know.
We know the fighters.
We know.
But so that's not that much of an important thing, really.
Right.
And it's the life lessons I learned that, and the friendships and the relationships that last forever.
Right. This sport, we always want more money in the sport, okay? And, fighters out here fighting for not a whole lot. It's been that way for a long time. You got MMA fighters making hundreds of thousands, boxers making millions of dollars, kickboxers hey, Floyd Mayweather knocked it out of the park.
200 million, something like that.
What can we do to talk to potential investors about how great this sport really is?
Well, you know what? I think that all investors are looking at they're looking at something new.
Right.
And so I think like Ishii did a good job. He repackaged it.
Right. Yes.
What he did was he had, like I said, 8 heavyweights fighting in a tournament. So you got 8 guys fight for one purse. And it's not fighter friendly, but it's audience friendly. Because it'd be great if we saw Ali, Frazier, Foreman, Norton, all fighting in one night.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
See, that I would have liked.
Yeah.
And it's a tournament.
Yeah.
And then they would have gone like buzzsaws for 3 rounds.
Exactly.
I think Foreman would have taken it in 3 rounds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably so.
But, he reinvented it, and he did make it successful. And like I said, back in the 90s, he was paying $400,000 for the winner.
I know.
So that's not a bad check and
change.
Yeah,
it's not.
It was not for us because he was not a heavyweight.
Right.
He wasn't doing it for everyone.
I know. Right.
In Japan,
that's what I didn't like about
it. Is Godzilla middleweight?
Right.
No. The Japanese like big is better.
Right. Right. Yeah. Because once the guy Bob Sapp went over there, and they just fell in love with him because he was a giant. And he couldn't really fight. No offense to Bob, but I'm just saying.
I'm not sure that was all up and up.
Okay. All right.
Because you know what? and the UFC has taken some of the lessons from the fake sport, which is championship wrestling.
They
admit it now. Remember they used to try to pass off, oh, it's real.
Yeah.
Please, those guys are in the Screen Actors Guild.
They're
all acting. And Bob Sapp was just not, I mean, he was not a quality fighter. It was like Kimbo Slice.
Well, yeah. I mean, rest in peace, Kimbo.
Yes. Bad about that. He did as good as he could.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying, any fighter would just knock him right out. He got famous by on YouTube beating up guys on the street.
On the street,
9 fighters.
Right.
That's like you doing this. Like you get a tennis racket.
Right.
You go to a street corner.
Right.
And you go, I'm gonna play tennis. Who wants to play tennis?
Right.
I'll play tennis. Now, are you ready now to go out against Leon Borg?
Right. No.
Jimmy Conn?
How about no? Right. Exactly.
No. There's a difference between the top level tennis players and quote a street tennis player.
Yeah, it is.
You know, that's somebody who
but again, they did what they did.
They marketed it. I don't blame them. I don't blame the audience. They paid for it. I'm just saying you cannot compare them to the real professionals like an Ali and Norton, Frazier, and these great fighters.
I just want to have a couple more questions for you. Guys, you're watching Johnny Davis live right here. We'll have a few more minutes with 11-time world champion Don the Dragon Wilson here. Hey, okay, now go to the fans, right? What advice would you give to the fans who support this sport or who potentially could support this sport? I'm making Don think. I'm seeing the fire, Don.
Here's the thing. If I was a wrestler before I was a kickboxer. I wrestled in college. That's how I got my first 2 years of school. I walked on the wrestling mat, got a wrestling scholarship, and took 4th in state my 2nd year. So I love grappling.
Sure.
Nothing against MMA and grappling.
Sure.
But if I'm doing a movie, and I've done movies for 30 years now, and I submit all the bad guys, nobody's going to watch that movie. And if I just punch them, they're not going to watch. If I just elbow them, knee them, you got to do the kicks. The flashy kicks. People like to see the flashy kicks. Now, what do we do in kickboxing? We got punches and kicks, and we like the head kicks, right? Everybody, even kickboxing.
Look at movies. Look at a lot of movies.
Well, that's what I said. I said nobody would watch my movies if I went around submitting the bad guys.
Right. I don't understand why it's not bigger, Don. Help me understand.
Well, look, they did everything right with the UFC. They signed all the fighters. So we don't see the best fighters fight. You know, the best fighter I ever saw was from communist China, and I saw him at an event. Me and Dan Severn were broadcasting doing a show at one of the casinos. But you'll never see him here because he's communist and he's never going to sign a contract with the UFC. But he was great. Now, so there are fighters all over the world. UFC, what we see is what the UFC can sign, and then they just tell you, oh, he's the best fighter, or this guy's the best this. Look, Matt Hughes, they offered me if I was Matt Hughes. I was going to fight Matt Hughes.
Really?
I said yes, immediately shook. When they sent the contract, the contract was a little more than half verbally agreed to. That's why it didn't happen. Now, Matt Hughes was nothing against him because he's a real nice guy. But at the time they wanted me to fight him, he had beaten Royce Gracie. They said he was the pound for pound best MMA guy in the world.
He was
now
good.
I looked at him and first of all, I can beat him wrestling. He's a high school wrestler. I think I can beat him wrestling. Second of all, punching, boxing. I put one hand behind my back. I'm not going to.
I think we're getting the mouths going here right now.
I already did this. I went to a UFC site or UFC MMA interview, and I said, "Listen, I'll fight Matt Hughes for free." And I said because in a 12-round kickboxing match. Because what they said was, you know, Matt's a striker too.
Sure.
Oh, he is. Is he? Yeah, he does a Superman punch. I said, okay. Because I got that kryptonite kick.
Right. I think we're getting a rivalry going here, brother. Hey, you know what? Maybe I'll become the promoter of that. What do you think?
Oh,
that'd be cool.
Listen, drag him back out of retirement. But I'm sure he would fight me because he would think, oh, this old guy. For your first MMA fight, I'll just grab him, throw him to the ground. Sure. But believe me, you know, there's many chances. You know, it's very difficult for a good martial arts to block my sidekick.
You have a great sidekick.
That guy's not going to block it. He's going to eat it.
Right
in his face. And if I miss with the sidekick, I'm going to get him with that right away.
Speaking of the sidekick,
he's going to talk about Matt Hughes now.
Yeah, that's fine. I got to go back into this really quick, though. You talk about the sidekick. It's one of the most neglected kicks in the sport. Especially today. With, you know, that a lot of people fight, you know, straight up for it.
Correct.
Tell us a little bit why you use that kick so often and why we're so effective with it.
You know, I started martial arts in '72, and it just came. It just was my best technique. But I also was a big Bruce Lee fan.
Yes.
And that was his favorite.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, you know, he fought right side forward, right?
Yes.
I'm right-handed. I fight right side forward.
Right.
You're
right hand. Hold on now.
Yes,
I don't want the fight fans and the fighters to miss what he just said.
I'm right side forward.
You're right-handed, and you fight southpaw.
Correct.
That's odd. And the reason why that's odd, just a little education point. Normally, when you're right-handed, you fight orthodox, left side forward, because you want your power hand to be boom in the back. Right. So why did you do that?
From the psychic. I stepped with the right hook. That's why I knocked Bronco Sickertick that with the right hook.
Now let me tell you, Bronco Sickertick was a monster. The guy was all muscle from head to toe. He was knocking out everybody. Yeah. And you beat him. Tell us about that fight.
Well, he didn't hit me.
Oh, well.
I told you about
the guy hit you, right?
I told somebody else because he was asking me if I fought Oak Tree Raiders. I said, yeah, I fought Oak Tree. Curtis Crandall, he trained with those guys. And he thought they were tough guys, and they beat up guys in the gym all the time.
Right.
But to beat the guys up, they got to hit them.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of people, they look at the fighter all as about his offense. Look, young Mike Tyson, you know they couldn't hit Mike Tyson.
Right.
He was only like 5'11".
Right. Yeah.
He fights 6'6". They couldn't hit
him.
Right. Tyson, I was impressed with Tyson's defense.
Oh yeah.
He would knock guys right out.
Yeah.
But man, he didn't take. It's like Marciano got hit 10 times to get in one.
Right.
Mike Tyson.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Now there's two Mike Tysons though. There's pre-Robin Givens.
Sure. Yeah, I get it. Hey, we don't want to get in trouble with Mike Tyson now, because Mike might be watching this. You know, this thing goes out to a lot of people, right? Mike, you're cool.
He's doing movies now too.
Yeah, he's doing. And Mike is doing great. I mean, what a comeback! I'll be honest with you. He had such a great career. You know, all the things that happened.
He went the way of George Foreman.
Yes.
George Foreman was kind of a mean
guy.
In the beginning.
Everybody loves him.
He's like a teddy bear.
Everybody loves him.
And he became a preacher, for God's sake. I don't expect Mike to become a preacher.
Probably not a preacher, but he's done remarkable. I looked at some of his bios.
I think it might be time for like a Mike Tyson hibachi or something.
Right. You're right. You know, they might be working on that. But
it'll knock you out.
We got the tagline for it. That's awesome. Listen, I mean, this is remote. Guys, you know how fun this is to be sitting here talking to an 11-time world champion and a super movie star as Don Wilson. What a great guy to be able to take some time to help educate you guys out there about the sport and about his life. So I'm very happy that you've taken this time to be here. And I just want to say that if you want to, say some final words to all the people that, watch our network and everything, I want you to say something.
I've been doing this more and more because I've been acting for 30 years and I did kickbox for 28 years. And I got to say that I have a lot of appreciation for my fans. Because had I not had fans as a fighter, people didn't come to then I couldn't get paid.
Sure.
And if people don't watch my movies, well, I'm not in the movie business anymore.
Absolutely.
I'm retired. So I got to thank my fans. Thank you all for supporting me all these years. And I got plenty more movies coming.
Awesome.
And I've got one. I'm hoping I haven't been totally cast, but so far it looks pretty good. The producer likes me.
Nice.
The screenwriter.
Nice.
The director is looking at me pretty okay. So I might get, because it's a non-martial art movie.
Okay.
And it's very controversial. It's going to be like the first time any martial artist has ever appeared in a movie like this.
Oh.
It's an independent film.
You don't want to give us a little hint about what it's about?
The director's a woman, and she's an award-winning film director.
Okay.
And gosh, I don't know how I could say this. Newsflash,
coming right now.
Well, because I haven't gotten it.
Okay.
But
you're going to get it.
But they take like two movies that you've seen and they say, it's this meets this.
Oh.
So I'm going to give you the two movies they gave me.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. Right here on Johnny Davis Live. You're getting ready to hear it.
This is $1 Million Baby.
Love it.
Meets Crying Game.
Ooh.
Interesting. If you see if he starts laughing, you've seen the Crying Game.
Wow.
And one of my jokes used to be all the time. It's one of my ongoing jokes. I'd say, hey, this ain't the Crying Game. It's a little odd.
Right. Well, definitely.
No martial arts has ever been. Right. But Van Damme took a chance with a movie where he played himself.
Van
Damme,
that's like a double.
Okay, here's what. No. Van Damme is. His career's doing bad. I mean,
I get it.
Probably in real life too, but I'm saying in the movie, things are not
We're
doing
getting
well.
We're getting real.
Listen, things are not doing well, and he goes to the bank for some reason. Maybe he's trying to cash a check.
Sure.
Goes to the bank, and the bank gets robbed.
Yeah. Oh.
And somehow the police outside the bank hear that.
This is the movie.
The movie.
Okay.
This is not real life.
Oh, right. I was thinking, oh, man. Whoa, we're getting really personal. I get it, Don. I get it. Let's not get shot.
But so the police hear that Van Damme, and they think Van Damme's in on the robbery because his career's doing bad.
Right.
So that was considered a risky thing.
Right.
For Van Damme to play himself in it. Who's done that? Is Clint Eastwood Clint Eastwood played Clint Eastwood in the movie? No.
Right.
George Clooney played George Clooney in the movie? No.
Right.
Don Wilson played Don Wilson in the movie? No.
Right.
But Van Damme did it. He played Jean-Claude Van Damme in a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
But, I mean,
and it was a success.
Right.
I vaguely remember it, you know. It wasn't Gone with the Wind, but it was pretty good.
Right. Well, I'm telling you right now, your career has just spanned so many great years, and you've done so much for the sport, and you've inspired me. And you've inspired millions and millions of other fighters around the world. And I just want to thank you for your contributions, man. I mean, sincerely and everything. And I know that all the fighters here this weekend are going to get a chance to talk with you even more, get some autographs, get some pictures and everything. You're so down to earth. I mean, just to, to be able, for somebody to be able to walk up to you and get an autograph and take pictures. I mean, you love it. You love doing it. And I mean, some movie stars and people like you are stuck up. Let's just call it what it is.
Listen.
Right.
I've been in Hollywood now since '85.
Right.
I've seen it.
Right.
And it's usually this kind of position.
Right.
Condition though. If you get something really fast, quickly, and you don't go pay your dues to get it, then you don't respect all the people who are not as fortunate. Right. And when people, because on a movie set, when it's my movie, everybody's Mr. Wilson this, Mr. Wilson. You get treated with a lot of respect. Sure. You get treated better than everyone else.
Absolutely.
So people start feeling like they are better than everyone
else.
Yes.
Yes.
But when you get success in your later years, like I did in Chuck Norris, and we came up as fighters first, and we didn't get that. We were not guilty of the letting your ego get the better of you.
Right. So you always know who you are.
I can't say every martial art action star.
Right. Oh, let's not start calling names. I got a feeling he has a list he wants to put out there right now. But listen, this has been awesome. Listen, guys, I want you to make sure you check out his movies. You can do Wikipedia. He has a lot of stuff out there for all of your movies and stuff like that.
There's a lot you can watch on YouTube. People ask me, "Are you mad they're putting your movies on YouTube?" I said, "No, I got paid for them."
Right, exactly. Right. Don the Dragon Wilson, ladies and gentlemen, an 11-time world champion. He's been right here on Johnny Davis Live. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next time real soon. Johnny Davis checking out. We'll see you soon. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for waiting this whole time. I expect you guys to leave at any minute because we're going to go to dinner.
It was very
Let me tell you something. You did awesome. That was awesome. Thank you so much.